Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 14th Snatak, the convocation of the Shiv Sivani Institute of Management. All auspicious occasions begin with invocation to the Almighty. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request all of you to please stand for the invocation. Keep it down, keep it down.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोच्युताय गानमत्थाय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदेवताय गुरुकुलस्थाय
I declare 14th convocation of Shiv Sivani Institute of Management open.
Thank you, Madam. I now request Shri Shailesh Sampati, Vice President and Deputy Chief Executive, Shiv Sivani Group of Institution, to deliver the welcome address.
Madam President, Srimati Arati Sampati, Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, dignitaries on the dais, members of the Managing Committee, the Governing Council and the Academic Advisory Board, representatives of the media, guests, colleagues, graduating class, student fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. I deem it an honor to extend a hearty welcome to all of you to this, the 14th Snatak convocation of Shiv Sivani Institute of Management. It is a rare honor for any organization to have a person as eminent as His Excellency visiting it. SP Sampati Shiv Sivani Group is fortunate that the 14th convocation address of SSIM is being delivered by one of the most learned teachers that the country has ever produced. His Excellency is a teacher first with more than 30 doctorates conferred by various academic institutions in India and abroad. Distinguished gathering, I am sure that you would be glad to know that you are presently on the campus of the largest AICTE approved B school in South India with respect to the permitted intake of students in the 2-year full-time postgraduate diploma programs in management at one of the largest B schools in the country. Shiv Sivani Institute of Management has been presenting to the society at large and the corporate world in particular dazzling jewels of rare quality managers year after year for the past 1.5 decades. The pace of life over the last few decades and more particularly during the last decade has drastically changed. The world has now become all the more a place of survival of the fittest. The pace at which life now moves ahead is akin to that of a supersonic jet. Advancements must be made constantly, failing which we are bound to be pushed into the oblivion. At SP Sampati Shiv Sivani Group, we have been able to stay in the race against improvement thanks to the never say die attitude of the institutions and all its members. This attitude has been deeply imbibed into us by our illustrious founder, late Sri SP Sampati, and has become as involuntary as breathing. A testimony to this fact is the result of the CSR GHRDC survey of business schools conducted annually, the results of which had been released a couple of days ago. I am glad to share with you that SSIM has been rated as the 30th best B school amongst promising B schools of excellence in the country, up 4 places from the last year rankings. With the programs turning fully residential, added with a study tour of reputed B schools and industries overseas, plus a facility to become proficient in at least 2 foreign languages from next year, I am sure that the day is not far off when we would become one of the top B schools in the country, as we now are in terms of our classroom infrastructure. The earth is his, to him belong this vast and boundless skies. All the 7 seas within him rest, yet in the smaller pool he lies. This quote from the Atharvana Veda sums up the attitude and the zest of our founder, late Sri S.P. Sampati. Our expansion and advancement plans are in tune with his vision of disseminating quality education to as large a number of students as possible, and the day is not far off when we will be able to offer free ships to a sizable number of students joining SSIM. We seek the blessings of the Almighty and support from each one of you present and all our friends and well-wishers elsewhere to turn this dream of our founder into a reality. Each member of the Siva Sivani family is of the firm belief that this is the least we can do to pay our tribute to that great visionary, and I am glad to state that we are slowly but steadily marching on this path. Ladies and gentlemen, I once again welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and all of you to the 14th Snatak of Siva Sivani Institute of Management. All of us at the Institute and the graduating class in particular need your continued patronage, blessings and good wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. P.V.S. Sai, Principal, Siva Sivani Institute of Management, to give a report on the academic activities of the Institute and take over the proceedings.
President of today's 14th Snatak, Srimati Aarti Sampati, Chief Guest, His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, all dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I place before you a brief account of our institute. Siva Sivani was established way back in 1961, and in 2011 we will be celebrating Golden Jubilee. We started with a humble beginning by establishing a school in Sanat Nagar, Hyderabad, and slowly over a period of time we branched out into undergraduate and postgraduate education. I am happy to announce that our institute is the first autonomous B school to be approved by AICTE in Andhra Pradesh, that is way back in 1992. 2 people have devoted their life for the growth and development of the Siva Sivani group. One is our founder, who is blessing us from the other world, and the other is our Madam President, who is sitting on the dais. The fruits of these efforts are visible in the form of the reputation we are enjoying. Siva Sivani schools are very popular and considered to be number 1 in Andhra Pradesh, and Siva Sivani Institute of Management is well known all over the country. Our aim is to make it internationally reputed. Here at SSIM we offer 4 full-time 2-year master's programs called as Postgraduate Diploma in Management, recognized by All India Council for Technical Education. The programs are Postgraduate Diploma in Management, Postgraduate Diploma in Marketing, Postgraduate Diploma in Human Resource Management, Postgraduate Diploma in Banking, Insurance and Financial Allied Services. The total number of students on the campus for this academic year is 573, and most of the students have relevant practical experience before joining SSIM. They hail from different parts of the country and thereby make Siva Sivani pan-India. This is providing to our students cross-cultural exposure not only in the classroom but also outside of it. Our faculty members have diverse backgrounds. There is almost 60% of them come with the industry background and the remaining with academia. In all, there are 40 faculty members of which 11 are professors, 15 assistant professors, and 14 lecturers. We encourage them to take up management development programs and consultancy services with the industry. We design the programs in such a way that all latest concepts and current market trends are included. The conceptual base is supplemented with practical exposure by way of sending them for industrial visits, by way of taking up summer internship, etc. Utmost care is taken for awarding diplomas to the students. The diploma is well recognized by industry, and on an average, 95% of the students are placed through campus recruitment annually. In today's Snatak, 179 students are taking their diplomas. The teaching is supplemented with guest lectures by senior executives from industry and also professors from reputed B schools like IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Indore, London Metropolitan Business School, Kellogg Business School of USA, etc. We also pay full attention to research activity at our institute. In this year, our faculty members have been deputed to 28 national and 6 international conferences. 3 of our faculty members have taken up international assignments. Recently, we conducted one international seminar on operational risk management and 2 more are in pipeline, one on international accounting practices and the other is on emerging trends in corporate communication. From the academic year 2009-10, we make it compulsory for the students to take up a foreign study tour to make them understand international management practices. Efforts are on to have collaborations with National University of Singapore and University of Berkeley, USA for faculty and student exchange programs. To sum up, we are taking all necessary steps to ensure excellence in performance at SSIM. With the untiring efforts of faculty, continuous support from management and industry, I am sure that we'll soon reach the status of one of the best B schools in India. Thank you. I request all the graduate students to stand up and raise their right hand at shoulder level, the palm facing downwards for the oath. Madam President, I present before you the candidates who have completed all the requirements of their respective programs and have been certified by the duly constituted Board of Examiners as qualified to receive the postgraduate diploma in management or the postgraduate diploma in marketing, as the case may be. I pray that they may be conferred the diplomas by oath.
The postgraduate diploma in management of the Shiv Shivani Institute of Management is being awarded to you on successful completion of all the prescribed requirements. You are hereby charged with the responsibility of abiding by the ethics of the profession and also upholding the values of this institution throughout your life. Do you agree?
I now request our chief guest, His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, to present the medals and also the SP Sampathi's Memorial Cash Awards to the meritorious students of the PGDM 15th batch, the PGDM first batch of marketing, 16th batch of PGDM and second batch of PGDM marketing, and the first batches of PGDM HRM and PGDM bypass. The President Gold Medal of the Shiv Shivani Institute of Management, the Sri SP Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 25,000 for securing the first rank amongst the 15th batch of students of the PGDM program, the Sivaraj Memorial Gold Medal of Shiv Shivani Institute of Management, and the Sri SP Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 10,000 for securing the highest number of marks in the marketing area among the 15th batch of students of PGDM program are being awarded to Ms. Swapnil Upadhyay. the Kavita Memorial Gold Medal of the Civil Service Management and Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 10,000 for securing the highest number of marks in human resources area among the 15th batch of students of the PGDM program are being awarded to Ms. Mallika. The Lakshmi Devi Memorial Gold Medal of the Civil Service Management and Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 10,000 for securing the highest number of marks in finance area among the 15th batch of students of PGDM program are being awarded to Ms. Sucheta Das. The President Gold Medal of the Civil Service Management and Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 25,000 for securing the first rank among the first batch of students of PGDM marketing program are being awarded to Mr. Deepak Kumar. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 10,000 for securing the highest number of marks in first year among the 16th batch of PGDM is being awarded to Ms. Neha Sharma. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 5,000 for securing the second highest number of marks in the first year among the 16th batch of PGDM is being awarded to Mr. Rakesh R.L. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 10,000 for securing the highest number of marks in the first year among the second batch of PGDM marketing students is being awarded to Mr. Arpit Trivedi. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 5,000 for securing the second highest number of marks in the first year among the second batch of PGDM marketing students is being awarded to Mr. Ahmad Shakib. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 10,000 for securing the highest number of marks in the first year among the first batch of PGDM HRM students is being awarded to Ms. Sai Sirisha Putturi. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 5,000 for securing the second highest number of marks in the first year among the first batch of PGDM HRM is being awarded to Ms. Asur Anupama. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 10,000 for securing the highest number of marks in the first year among the first batch of PGDM BIFA students is being awarded to Ms. Farah Nasreen. Sri S.P. Sampathi's Memorial Cash Award of Rs 5,000 for securing the second highest number of marks in the first year among the first batch of PGDM BIFA students is being awarded to Mr. Saurabh Dikshit. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, former President of India, distinguished guests, representatives of the media, graduating class, colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege to address such a varied gathering on this auspicious day, which will go down as a red letter day in the annals of the history of Shiva Shivani. As on the eve of the 81st birth anniversary of the founder of this organization, Sri S.P. Sampathi, the most loved president of the country, a visionary without a parallel, and a missile man of India, His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is honoring this institution with his presence. I have had the privilege of sharing the thoughts and living the dreams of Sri S.P. Sampati with him. The vision of that visionary was great, the actions planned, the path hitherto unused, the pace unhurried and at the quickest. Today, Shiv Shivani Institute of Management has reached that point in the trajectory of its growth where it has become one of the largest AICT approved B schools in the country. My exuberant graduating class of 2008, you have been groomed over the past 2 years by the very best of intellectual resources. We have facilitated in making you success securing intelligent managers, imbibing in you the philosophy of Shiva Shivani. Preserve what is good, promote what is better, and continuously contribute to the peace, progress and prosperity of human society. It will do you good to remember that the path to success is not an escalator. Always remember, before taking that first stride forward, pause to set your goals, fix the time limit for achieving them. Prepare yourself towards their achievement constantly with grit and determination. Glance back after every few strides and reorient yourself towards that ultimate goal. Then there is no reason why you shall not achieve your goals within the stipulated time. I wish you all the very best in every endeavor that you undertake. It is now my privilege to invite His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to deliver the convocation address. Thank you.
Friends, good evening to all of you. First, I would like to greet Madam Aarti Sampati, Sri Sailesh Sampati, and Sri Ramachandra Rao, Dr. Sai, Principal, Ms. Deepika Sampati, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, and also all the students, my dear students, and for all of you, my greetings. You know, I was sitting by the side of a Madam Aarti Sampati. I asked her many things about this great institution, and then that is Shiva Shivani Institute of Management, how it was all of you can hear me? And how this institute emanated, what is the intake, all such things I was asking. Then she introduced her son, that is that Sailesh Sampati, she introduced her son. Then she said there is another son sitting in the floor, his name is Dr. Niraj Sampati, yeah, right? Niraj Sampati. Then fantastic thing she said, Madam said, my both sons are good sons, okay. So a good certificate for a mother to the son is a fantastic thing. So I would like to greet Madam. I am indeed delighted to participate in the convocation of Shiva Shivani Institute of Management, Hyderabad. I take this opportunity to congratulate the students for their academic performance, getting the gold medals and money. I greet the director, professors, staff for shaping the young minds to contribute to the nation in multiple fields. Dear friends, particularly graduates, when you complete your education in this institution, the learning and in turn the empowerment will certainly assist you to meet the challenges in life. I am happy that the students and faculty members have been carrying out research in the areas of horizons of loyalty, integrity in organization, how it influences their decision. Loyalty and integrity. Loyalty and integrity, very, very important. I understand that is the area you people are working. This is a vital requirement for developing the system of, all of you can repeat what I am saying. Will you repeat one sentence? Ready? Work with integrity. I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Very tough. Very tough. You guys will do? How many of you will do that? How many of you? Except if you first row, every one of you saying yes. First row also they are saying yes now. This is a vital requirement. That is work with integrity and succeed with integrity is the vital requirement for developing the great India and Indian organization. My best wishes to all of you. When I am in the midst of students, particularly outgoing students, the students who are graduating, I would like to talk to the topic, that is excellence, creativity. My topic I have selected, creativity in management. Creativity in management. That's the talk I am going to give. Now, during the last 1 year in India, I would have visited 50 education institutions. In addition, I have interacted with the students and faculty members of 19 foreign universities, 10 in America, 6 in Europe and 3 in Asia. During these visits, I found that all these universities are concentrating on research. The main focus of the teaching institutions are for research. For example, Waterloo University in Canada, I saw a solar-powered car developed by the students, which has been driven in many parts of the world. The famous BlackBerry mobile phone is the product coming out of a Waterloo research. Carnegie Mellon University, USA, has developed a robotic car which has participated in an international competitions. Arkansas University and the Rice University, USA, have realized a solar photovoltaic cell using carbon nanotube in the laboratory with 50% efficiency against the present 20%. The research and development in these universities has enriched the quality of teaching, and the quality of teaching is enriching the research and development. Wherever I went, I saw that wherever I went, I saw that research, teaching, research, each is reinforcing the other. I am sure these examples will be emulated by the faculty members and the students of Siva Sivani Institute of Management. Now let me describe my visualization of the distinct profile of India by 2020. Dear graduating students, when you go out of this campus, imagine another 12 years in front of you. That is by the year 2020, what will be the distinctive profile of India? I have listed 10 points. Number 1, some of you will be working. Now when you go out of this campus, any one of the point you may be working for your future. Number 1, distinct profile of India by 2020. Number 1, a nation where the rural, urban, and semi-urban and urban divide has reduced the thin line. You know, nearly 70% of our people live in the rural area. A nation where there is an equitable distribution and adequate access to energy and quality water. A nation where agriculture, industry and service sector work together in symphony. A nation where education with value system is not denied to any meritorious candidate because of societal or economic discrimination. A nation which is the best destination for the most talented scholars, scientists and investors. A nation where the best of healthcare is available to all. A nation where the governance is responsive, transparent and corruption free. A nation where poverty has been totally eradicated, illiteracy removed and crimes against women and children are absent and none in the society feels alienated. A nation that is prosperous, healthy, secure, devoid of terrorism, peaceful and happy and continuous with a sustainable growth path. Finally, a nation that is one of the best places to live in and is proud of its leadership. Now friends, all these 10, there are 10 pillars. On 13th September 2008, last month, I was in Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. I am there. I am one of the teachers there. The title of the lecture I gave was Evolution of a Vision for the Nation and Vision into Mission. My theme throughout the discussion was integrative thinking. Integrative thinking. What is integrative thinking? Let me explain from some clarification given during IIM discussion itself. As you see, one of the distinct profile, the third profile, it's in website you can see, third profile, I said, a nation where agriculture, industry and service sector work together in symphony. This attracted a lot of discussion among students. What is the significance of the word symphony? You would have studied there is a progression of human societies from agriculture to industry to service, now knowledge society. But one should not misunderstand this is as a chronological, one replacing the other. There is a mutual connectivity among and between them. This subject attracted a number of questions like, so you are the same type of people what I am seeing here, I am students. What type of question? For example, this subject attracted a number of questions like, now that we are self-sufficient food grains, can we ensure that future requirements of agriculture are taken care of and concentrate on other areas? This is one question. Another question, the agriculture sector has slowed down and there are not many people to take up agriculture and many of them moving to service sector. What are the impacts? Should we urbanize villages and spoil them? While there is a divide between rural and urban areas, there is also a divide within the urban and population. How do we remove poverty? Will it not, the economic empowerment will be the key? These are the just few samples. I told them that we cannot ignore agriculture sector. Or this you should remember, agriculture sector equally important like service sector or industrial sector. We have to empower the farmers with technology and management so that food production can be doubled with improved seed and cultivation practices with less water, less labor and reduced land. Not only that, we have to add value by intensifying and integrating food processing with the agriculture sector where manufacturing, services and knowledge sector will provide important inputs. You can clearly see that issues are interconnected. Like in Symphony of Concert, where a number of human beings and instruments have to be in the harmony with the guidance of a creative conductor. Societal transformation requires creative leadership. With integrative management, thinking to produce innovative results. To achieve this distinct profile of India, what I said just now, 10 points, 10 pillars, we have the mission of transforming India into a developed nation. We have identified 5 areas where India has a core competence for integrated action. 1. Agriculture and food processing. 2. Education and healthcare. 3. Information communication technology. And 4. Infrastructure, reliability, quality electric power, surface transport, and infrastructure for all parts of the country. 5. Self-reliant critical technologies. These 5 areas are closely interrelated, and if progressed in a coordinated way will lead to food, economic and national security. When I am in the midst of specialists in management, particularly connected with various research areas, organizational behavior and consultancy, I would like to focus on 4 important areas, namely integrated rural development through PURA, providing urban amenities rural area. 2. Emergency management. Number 3. Doubling the consultancy business of the country in the next 5 years. 4. Revival and enhancement in small and medium scale industry. Now let us look at integrated rural development through PURA. One of the major missions for national development is bringing rural prosperity through provision of urban amenities in rural areas, which involves creation of 3 connectivities, namely physical, electronic, knowledge, leading to the economic connectivity. The number of PURA for the whole country is estimated to be about 7,000 PURAs. Educational institutions like Siva Sivani Institute of Management can definitely participate in evolving roadmap for development of PURAs in Hakimpet region. I have come across many PURA complexes in the country. I would like to share with you the details of Bairaj PURA, which is supported by IT industry in Andhra Pradesh. Bairaj PURA. On 9th January 2006, I visited Bhimavaram in Andhra Pradesh, where I saw Bairaj PURA set up by Bairaj Foundation, which is established by a software industry. This foundation has undertaken the mission of establishing 32 Ashwini centers, benefiting 116 villages with a population of around 500,000 people. It has provided the electronic connectivity and knowledge connectivity. It has skill enabled and knowledge enabled multiple areas and created 3,000 jobs with minimum earning capacity 5,000 rupees per month. This is 3 times that of their earlier earning potential. They have created this foundation, they have created, PURA created a Gram IT PPO which has brought 10% reverse migration from Hyderabad to Bhimavaram, city to village. I would suggest the other industry captains to come forward with such PURAs with physical connectivity, electronic connectivity and knowledge connectivity, leading to a large scale employment, wealth generation in the region. This will enable emigration from cities to rural areas, as I have noticed in Bhimavaram. I suggest that the Siva Sivani Institute of Management can take up the development of a PURA or PURAs as a business model in Hakimpet region. Now, Emergency Management and Research Institute. You are fortunate India headquarters EMRI. In India, we have started a unique program from the year 2005, which I would like to share with you. The single action has an impact on a billion lives. Every day, every hour, every minute, every second, some kind of emergency is occurring. This could be medical, police or fire related. This organization is called EMRI, Emergency Management Research Institute. This program started as a corporate social responsibility of a private enterprise 3 years ago. It began with the state of Andhra Pradesh, having a population of 80 million people. In Andhra Pradesh, it covers an area of 265,000 square kilometers with 652 ambulances. There is a emergency response center located in Hyderabad which receives around 62,000 calls per day, out of which 7,000 calls are effective emergency calls in the toll-free number 108. As soon as a call is received, 108, ambulance departs within 60 seconds and reaches the site of emergency in an average of 14 minutes if it is an urban area or 25 minutes in the rural area. A minimum of 100 qualified professionals are in the control center attending to the calls received from a toll-free number 108 at any point in time. They help control the movement of ambulances with the emergency management technician under the guidance of ERC physician. The ambulances are equipped with a complete life supporting system and experienced paramedical staff. They ensure that all vital parameters of the patient are improved and provide pre-hospital care under the direction of the experienced doctors stationed in the emergency response center. This movement is today across 11 states of the country, covering approximately 500 million people of the population of the country. The 108 ambulance movement has become a friend to all the rural and the urban citizens of the state that they are operated in. In 3 years, EMRI has touched 2 million lives and has saved over 40,000 lives. So friends, this is the second area of fantastic management, innovative management. Now, some of you working in the consultancy, I understand, in the management school, doubling the consultancy business of the country in the next 5 years. I would like to share with you for 3 minutes. Recently, while addressing the National Consulting Symposium 2008, I was studying the global consultancy business, which is presently over $300 billion, whereas the consultancy business in India during 2007 is only $4.4 billion. India being a growing economy, we have an enormous opportunity to increase our business from the present 4.4 billion, particularly when India is transforming itself to a knowledge society. Today the world is facing big challenges in energy, environment protection, water management and the economic dynamics. These involve developing a fossil fuel free planet here through development of renewable energy sources such as space solar system, creation of smart waterways for transportation, interlinking of rivers, finding a solution to both stratospheric cooling due to change in the ozone layer and tropospheric warming due to increased greenhouse gases experienced by earth and pollution-free major river system in the country. The students and faculty members of Siva Sivani Institute of Management have to network with consultancy and specialist organization in the country which will provide challenging assignments to graduates of this institution. Now presently the small scale industry has 12 million units employing around 28 billion people in the country. Out of these 10 million units employing around 20 million people are unregistered units. There is a need to bring out all the 12 million units under the registered category so that all the 28 million people can be provided benefits as applicable to workers in the organization sector in the economy. Management student can analyze why the high percentage of small scale industries is unregistered and how they can be brought under the registered category. Now friends, I would like to say in the management, what is the type of research areas this institution, Siva Sivani Management Institution should do. During the last 2 decades, there have been a constant increase in terrorism in our country and also in many other countries. I believe time has come, apart from our multiple agencies forecasting and handling of terrorist activities, we need to evolve an aggressive vision called National Campaign to Eradicate Terrorism, National Campaign to Eradicate Terrorism, NCET, with a mission-oriented integrated management structure duly passed as a bill by the Parliament. Under the NCET bill, we need to bring out the following. Number 1, creation of a unified intelligence agency across the country Number 2, enact of law which will provide stringent punishment and foster justice to the 3, create a sense of awareness. 4, implement national citizen ID card. 5, equitable national development for inclusive growth. Friends, I am suggesting the evolution of a NCT mission to be around action-oriented people of highest integrity and competence, drawn from multiple functional areas, committed to the vision of NCT to eradicate terrorism as a time-bound vision. We must do this with great sense of urgency, for when evil minds combine and work, and good minds have to work together to combat it. Hence the mission of NCT. I would suggest students and faculty members to conduct specific research to analyze causes of extremism and find dynamic intervention needed by government, intelligence agencies and police and citizens. Now I have few suggestions for Siva Sivani Institute of Management. The fee structure of Siva Sivani Institute of Management is quite high, and the student from the economically weaker section of the society will not be able to afford such a fee. I would suggest the management of Siva Sivani Institute of Management to consider providing fee waiver for at least 10% of the total 300 seats, so that deserving students from the economically weaker section of the society can benefit with the education. I am sure that such students, after the empowerment with the quality management education, will become an asset to the college as well as to the nation. In conclusion, dear friends, I have seen three dreams which have taken shape as a vision, mission and realization. What are they? One is space program of Indian Space Research Organization. Second, the Agni program of DRDO, missile program, Defense Research Development Organization. 3, Pura, providing urban amenities rural area, becoming a national mission. Of course, these 3 programs succeeded in the midst of many challenges and problems. I have worked in all these 3 areas. I would like to convey to you that I have learned on leadership, what is the leadership qualities one should have from these 3 programs. What are they? Number 1, leader must have a vision. Will you repeat with me? Particularly graduating students and the students. Leader must have a vision. Leader must have a passion to transform the vision into action. Leader must be able to travel into an unexplored path. Leader must know how to manage a success and equally a failure. Leader must have a courage to take decisions. Leader should have nobility in management. Every action of the leader should be transparent. Leader must work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Thank you, friends. Now finally, for success in all the missions, it is essential to have a creative leaders. That's why my heading of the talk, creative leaders. Creative leadership means, what is that? Creative leadership means exercising the vision to change the traditional role from the commander to the coach, manager to the mentor, from director to the delegator, and from one who demands respect to one who facilitates self-respect. For a prosperous and a developed India, the important thrust will be on the generation of a number of creative leaders from education institutions like Siva Sivani Institute of Management. Once again, let me congratulate all the graduating students of Siva Sivani Institute of Management, Hyderabad. My best wishes to all the members for success in their mission of generating high quality managerial human resource needed for national development. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, one of our students, Kishore Kumar, who is a talented painter, has made a portrait which he would like to present it to Your Excellency. We seek Your Excellency's permission for doing so. Thank you, Your Excellency. May I now request Madam President to present a memento to His Excellency Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Chief Guest of the 14th Convocation. Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Ladies and gentlemen, all beginnings have an end. To begin again afresh, I request Srimati Aarti Sampati, President of the 14th Convocation of Sir Sivani Institute of Management, to declare the convocation closed.
I declare 14th Convocation of Shiv Shivani Institute of Management closed.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे